Oh hey, hello everyone. So now that we had Black Ops 6 for a while now, and with the launch of Season 1 that has come with a lot of cosmetic bundles and whatnot, I've gone back and revisited the collaborations that Call of Duty has done in recent years and what the fuck? Don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those guys that like to rant about realism in Call of Duty because, come on, really? Who the fuck does that? But I've seen these collabs or crossovers as wasted potential in some cases, whether it's because they're generally cool but placed in a dogshit game, or is it because it's pretty much out of place and they're also present in a dogshit game. And with some of the anime collaborations being either amazing or just plain god-awful, it came to my mind a collab that would be amazing for Call of Duty Black Ops 6, because I think it would be cool and it would fit the game thematically speaking. And that would be Black Lagoon. For those who don't know, Black Lagoon is a manga released in 2002, written and illustrated by Rei. It was subsequently adapted into an anime in 2006 by Studio Madhouse. It follows a group of mercenaries known as the Lagoon Company as they do jobs for different criminal organizations on the fictional city of Ranapur in Thailand. Think of it as a more edgier and grounded Cowboy Bebop. Yes, I know it's an oversimplification, but I want to save it for a future video. Some might be wondering why it would be a great collaboration for Black Ops 6. And well, in my opinion, there's a few actually. First off, the time period. While the manga doesn't give us an exact date on when it takes place, there's a few moments in the manga where a date is given to us in flashbacks. And well, if we go and do the math, the time span would actually be around the mid to late 90s, which is quite fitting for the setting of Black Ops 6. While it's true that for at least now, Black Ops 6 is staying on the 91 to 92 time frame, I can possibly see Treyarch go through most of the 90s with the seasons like they did with Cold War with the 80s. Secondly, it's a crossover that actually makes sense, unlike... yeah. Black Lagoon has a more grounded aesthetic that feels right at home with Call of Duty. Well, as grounded as these two IP can be, let's not be naive here. The manga and the anime also tackle themes that are present in the Black Ops games, like the consequences of militarism and conspiracy theories surrounding governmental agencies, which is more in line with Call of Duty than something like Hellsing or Dune, despite liking their crossovers. And lastly, well, I want it to happen. And what the fuck is wrong with that? If we go by previous crossovers, we could have both blueprints and operators, or skins. And if Activision is feeling extra generous, they might actually throw us a calling card and a weapon charm. Despite Black Lagoon having a wide cast of characters that could easily be considered into this hypothetical crossover, for the sake of deadlines and my sanity, I'm focusing on 3 characters. 2 of them being the most likely if this ever became a reality, and 1 purely as a personal wish of mine. For my sanity. We'll start with the character that, if this ever comes to fruition, will be the one guaranteed to be present, and that would be Revy. Revy is practically the poster child of the anime and the manga, and it's understandable why. If you haven't seen the anime or read the manga, you've definitely seen Revy somewhere, either on your Twitter or Instagram feed on some fanart accounts, or you've probably came across a TikTok of her. Her design is quite simple yet it's recognizable. A black shirt, short jeans, boots, and a tribal tattoo on her right arm. It also helps that she's basically the protagonist alongside Rock, which is the official protagonist of the show and the manga. Well, Revy has something that could accompany her bundle quite well, and that would be her iconic Beretta 92 pistols, which have the name of the sword Cutlass. I know that some might ask, but Samuel, why would Treyarch add a Beretta blueprint if there are no Berettas in Black Ops 6? And that's a valid question. Before Black Ops 6 was even announced, the weapon selection of the game got leaked. And how do we know it's legit? Because all of the guns now present in the game were on the leak. And those that aren't, most probably are going to be added throughout the game with the seasons and whatnot. One of those absent being the Beretta, so it's not that far-fetched as it looks. Regardless, a primary weapon blueprint that Revy could use in her bundle is kinda tricky, because apart from her Berettas, Revy doesn't have a consistent gun throughout the manga. The only ones that come to mind are the APS Underwater Assault Rifle and the Remington Model 870, of which only the latter is actually seen on the leak of the game. However, I trust Treyarch with designs and creativity to fill in the gaps. I mean, they gave Ghostface and Frank Rabbit guns. So yeah, that happened, and I trust them with that, honestly. The second most likely character, if Treyarch manages to make more than one bundle for this, would be Roberta. While Revy is the poster child of the anime and manga, known by many, even those who haven't even touched Black Lagoon, Roberta might look cool to someone that isn't particularly into the anime or manga, because honestly, a maid with guns is actually a very cool fucking visual design, but it's a design that has become quite generic, honestly. However, for those who are familiarized with Roberta, we know she's a fan favorite due to her being a relentless fucking killing machine. She's one of the characters that basically gives Black Lagoon its unique sauce, so to speak. In Roberta's bundle, we actually have two options. The first and most logical one would be to include a SPAS 12 blueprint. And while not having an exact SPAS 12 shotgun in the game per se, I can see Treyarch tweaking the model of the Marine SP just enough to give it a SPAS 12 look to it. The other possible blueprint could be the Model L or the Krieg Assault rifles, because both rifles look very similar to those used during the Colombian Revolution, which is associated with Roberta's past. Yeah, I know I'm keeping it super fucking vague, but I'm trying to avoid spoilers here. Funny enough, with Roberta's hypothetical bundle, we suffer the opposite effect to Revy's, and that in this case we're out of options for a secondary blueprint, which is sadly we're missing an M1911 or something similar in Black Ops 6, which is a damn shame because it would be fucking cool to see Roberta using the same fucking cold M1911 that she uses in the anime. Like, seriously, what the fuck? But thankfully with our final candidate, we don't have that problem on either side. The third and final candidate for this crossover is my personal favorite character of Black Lagoon, and while not likely to be included in something like this, it would be very cool in my personal opinion, and that character is Balalaika. So Balalaika is the leader of Hotel Moscow, which is basically the Russian mafia in Ranapur, composed of veterans from the Afghan-Soviet War. Basically, imagine Outer Heaven from the Metal Gear series. Hell, if you want to know in a quick and spoiler-free reason as to why I love this character so much, it is because, apart from being the most badass woman in history and looking smoking hot, she reminds me a lot of Big Boss. Jesus fucking Christ, Black Lagoon and Metal Gear in a single video? I gotta fucking continue this shit before I deviate further into my autistic rambling. Overall, Balalaika is a character that, in my opinion, of all three, is the one that I think fits more into this crossover with Black Ops 6 in particular. For her, it's quite easy to make a full bundle. For primary weapons, we can choose between an AK-74 blueprint or an SBD blueprint. Hell, we could even sneak in an AEK blueprint in it. Personally, I would prefer an SBD blueprint, not only because it's a weapon that is shown to be her expertise in the manga and anime, but also because the SBD is super broken in zombies and I want to keep using that shit. And for secondaries, easily a Stenchkin blueprint because that's her consistent firearm throughout the manga and anime. And because, please God, I need a fucking blueprint that gives it a semi-auto fire rate, because Jesus Christ, I'm tired of this weapon being full auto. Please Treyarch, do something for the love of God. So that's it. That's basically my wish list for this little idea I had for a while now. Hell, we could even say years. Some might ask yourselves now, are you that mentally ill for you to think of something like this for years? Believe me, I've left a lot of things out for this, like other possible characters, calling card ideas, charms, or even the idea of being fully voiced operators or just skins for established operators within the game itself. But I wanted to make this video as entertaining as possible for those who haven't seen the anime or read the manga, because honestly, at the end of the day, I don't know if this will ever become a reality. And well, even if this video flops, I'll at least be happy knowing that 1 or 2 people clicked on it and decided to give both my video and Black Lagoon a chance, because it's generally something I'm really passionate about. And hey, who knows, maybe Treyarch or Activision decide to do something actually cool and listen to the community. Oh my fucking God!